Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. My name's Tessa and I'm your Cornish Kiwi Coach. As always, thank you for all the love you give through your shares, your likes and your subscribes. It really does mean a lot to me. Now, today I'm going to talk about trying to make sure our heart and mind are in alignment so that our decisions, actions and behaviours remain true. Sometimes we may not realise that there is a disconnect between our heart and our mind, but we will feel that something isn't quite right, as our head will tell us one thing and our heart will tell us another. An example of this is when you know in your mind that you really shouldn't eat any more cookies, but your love for the taste of them is spurring you on to finish off the packet. Or when you've been selected for an interview for a job you know you have the ability to do, but deep down, in your heart, you know you'll be selling yourself short and that other roles excite you more. Sometimes, when you're in these situations, they will resolve themselves. The situation may become out of your control and say, for example, you won't get offered the job. Or you'll make a decision based on what you feel you should do or are emotionally driven to do. This can potentially lead you to become annoyed by the outcome or by your actions. But what if you have some big decisions to make? Do you listen to your head? Do you follow your heart? Or do you put everything out there and see where things lead? If you find yourself in a predicament where you're not sure whether to follow your heart or your head, here are a few tips to help you. Tip number 1. Have a think about where the disconnect is and what is causing it. For example, is it because an action will go against your values or something you feel strongly about? Or is that gut feeling inside telling you something, but you haven't learned to trust your intuition yet and you don't have all the answers to come to a clear conclusion? Try and dig deep and really think about why there is a disconnect between what your head is telling you and what your heart is telling you. Tip number 2. Now have a think about the pros and cons of each situation to help you think about what it is you really want. What could the worst case scenario be? What could the best case scenario be? How would you feel if each scenario occurred? What would you regret doing or not doing? If the decision is important, playing out all of the various situations can really help you to understand what it is you want and how you really feel about each scenario. Tip number 3. Lastly, think about what you're willing to potentially sacrifice and whether you're actually getting in your own way. For example, is there a disconnect between your heart and your mind because you're afraid of getting hurt? Or are you self-sabotaging the situation because you don't think you're worthy of a positive outcome? Or is it now genuinely not the right time? What is your current situation, and are you in a position where you need to make a sacrifice, or can you hold on for longer until you know for sure that the decision is the right one? Making decisions can be hard, particularly if there is a disconnect between what your heart is telling you and what your mind is telling you. But if you can understand the situation and gain an awareness of what you need to do to move forward, you can work with the information you have and put a plan in place to make changes along the way. Well, lovely viewers, I hope these tips help you in some way. If you'd like to be kept up to date with new content when it arrives, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. As always, thank you for watching and take care.